Right. I'm off to deal with the fate of the planet. Be gentle with them.
Oh, you know me, Mark. Kid gloves, but made from real kids.
Okay, sometimes I forget that I have a YouTube channel and I need to fill it with content. So now I'm gonna do this review about a movie that I saw last night, and hope you enjoy it. So originally I had planned to watch Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earth Part 1 and 2, but I didn't find it, so I resorted to watch Justice League Warworld, and let me say, I overall liked it. I'm still not a fan of this new art style that they brought in with Superman and Man of Tomorrow, but I guess I have to come to terms with it. This is the new art style, and it certainly works in some aspects, but I do always have the feeling that it looks kind of cheap, and I'm not too familiar with this new continuity that was introduced with Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and continued that Supergirl movie, if you remember, about the Legion of Superheroes. But yeah, the film actually looks for the most part nice. The voice acting is not fantastic, but it's pretty good too. So overall, I like those aspects. And for what it's actually about, it's more like several short stories told. So you have a Western setting with Wonder Woman as the introduction, and then something that was, at least for me, completely new, a Batman story in a fantasy setting, which turned out to be Scartaris. I'm sorry, I don't have all the time in the world, so I don't read every comic, so I didn't know that Scartaris was an actual place in the DC universe. I had to look that up. But it's a real thing, and apparently very obscure, because you had a lot of obscure characters, like Jonah Hex, who's more well known but still an obscure hero, I would say, and Batlash, which is a gunslinger from Old West stories in the DC universe, also not very known outside of dedicated fans in that many films or shows, if I recall. Then, like I said, Scartaris, Warlord, and Demos tagging a Batman short story, and the final piece was like a noir-styled story about Superman, where he's investigator investing in alien landing. Kind of ironic, but you know, in this film, all the big three, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, they don't know who they are, and thus they don't know how to really act. They only have a simple memory of who they are, and that of course impacts those different scenarios. But overall, the fun they don't know who they are also in some scenario for them. And I think that last one was the weakest story, because at first with the Western, you don't know really where this film is going. You don't know thing, and it's starting to clear throughout. And here, I think it's shortest amount spent story. But here you had Snapper Carr, which is also not a very well-known character, and I personally love it. I love when the lesser known characters of franchise get exposed to bigger audience, because you know, lesser known character story variety can do much more with them. You know, on Superman or Batman, there are lots of restrictions of how you write them, but not with Badlock or Jonah Hex, Snapper Carr. The page is still relatively unwritten. And then you have the final part of the story, which takes place, real spoilers here, where they fight together and still unknown. I won't spoil it, but by the title Warworld, you should guess that the villain's Mongol, who's much closer to like Thanos. Like people do all the time the comparison Thanos of Darkseid, but if you put Mongol on the left and Thanos to the right, you clearly see that Thanos, at least design-wise, much above. And Mongol is also not one of the biggest villains. So it was nice to see him, and Lobo and the dynamic overall entertained me much more than I would have expected it would. I know it's different when animation. I know he had a very good track record with animated films, always better than their live action stuff. And also because this film wasn't on my radar at all, I enjoyed it. Yeah, this is a little video, and I don't know what rating I should give its part. Hope you enjoyed it, and see us next time when I remember my YouTube account.
Now get the fuck out of my driveway.